I'm David Kamerer. I'm an assistant professor of communication at Loyola University, Chicago. My area is digital PR and digital marketing. To be successful in life, the first thing is to be findable, and the place to be found today is online. So I always encourage my students to leave breadcrumbs that lead to their name. A good first place to start is with a Google profile. This is a free service from Google that comes with your Gmail account, say, and it basically allows you to post some pictures, a short bio, and some relevant links that can lead people to other places where you're visible online. Another nice thing about the Google profile is that it's prominently featured in Google search results. So the place where people are most likely to look for you, you're present. The next thing that I'd like to see students do is create a blog. And blog is important because in our field, we're always writers. And if you're a blogger, that is proof of concept. It's a way for you to show that you can write and that you can do something, stay with it, that it tells something about what you're interested in, what your knowledge levels are, and it shows that you can do the kind of light production work that we associate with communicating in the digital space. I also encourage students, when possible, to host a blog themselves so that they basically create a permanent address for themselves online. Because life is a long game, and I encourage students to think about this as think of themselves as their own forever client, the client that will never fire you, the client that will always be yours. And having a permanent address just makes sense. You're concerned about your first job, but you're also concerned about your long-term success. And one way to show that you've created digital equity is by staking out a large corner of the online world through all the activities associated with blogging, Twitter, Facebook, other social sharing, things like that. Students often ask, well, what can I blog about? And the answer is you should blog about your passion. And if you don't have a passion, that's a tell that you need to really do some clarification about what it is that you want to do. And I always tell students that you need to, not only as a student, but as a professional, process and intake lots of information, synthesize that, and then use it in your daily life. And so basically, if you're not learning anything, you have nothing to say. But if you're learning lots of things, you have lots to say. So what that comes down to is identify the thought leaders in your area, follow them, and then react to them. And you don't have to go super deep in a blog, but you can add value to what someone else has written. And that also creates a position for yourself in the online space that helps people understand what's important to you. I would say engage in social networking on levels that you're comfortable in, but always thinking not about today, thinking about the horizon and where you want to go, and then creating content that will help you get there. And so on Facebook, focus less on the parties and focus more on what was in today's Wall Street Journal or what was in the New York Times that's relevant in your field, and just start getting smart in a public way. That's a good thing to do. And then use a consistent identity, including photos, perhaps the name of your account. There are some services that allow you to see what social networking sites have what names available. So find a distinctive name and try to use it consistently. That would be a good thing to do. And everything needs to point someplace. And that's why I'm a big believer in owning your own domain. That's the place where everything should point. I think that today, with this rough economy, it can be really scary to think about finding a job, especially if you're just starting out. But there's a real opportunity for students who are just graduating, and that is to provide leadership in the digital area. Some people think that every young person is a digital expert. It's not true. You need to become an expert. You need to demonstrate your expertise, and you also need to know traditional skills that we teach in advertising and PR classes. If you can put all that stuff together, you will be irresistible to the right employer, and that's something that you should be excited about.